Hopefully it's working. Are we live? Live. Are we live? I just want to check to make sure my sound's on. Okay. No camera today, we're just gonna play with my phone. Okay. So we were playing Ophelia and we were seeing out her different dates that she was going on. Okay, so I think we did all the stuff with Tony. Yeah, and we started Cleopatra. Yeah, let's see what else Cleopatra says. Cleo, you want to go get dinner? I hate dining alone. Cleo laughs. You came down to invite me to dinner personally, Ophelia? That's adorable. Of course I'll join you. Whoops. No, I didn't mean to. I've already eaten, but I'll get some drinks while you eat. I know the perfect place a few doors down from here. Sounds really nice, but before you can say so, a huge explosion rocks the hotel. Yeah, okay, that's the terrorist thing. And then, yeah, we've done this. Yeah, we go back to Denmark, and then we get beheaded. Yeah, we've done this. I'm just curious about Cleo's different things that she's gonna say. Okay, let's do that again. Yes. Cleo, and then we're gonna see what her last thing was. Cleo, I could use a friend. Things are a bit crazy back home. Cleo takes a small step closer to you and puts her hand on your shoulder. Ophelia, I know we're still at the beginning of this you and me thing, but I'd be happy to be that friend you need tonight. Sit there, I'll get us some drinks and we'll talk all about it. But before you can move to the pillow she gestured to, a huge explosion rocks the hotel. Debris showers into the room, knocking Cleo unconscious. Looks like things are a bit crazy away from home too. You're under attack by terrorists. Yeah. Okay, there was that one. And then the last person we can talk to... shit. I already forgot what his name was. Okay, who's the last person? Who is the last person? Brother Pat. You go down to the hotel bar where you last saw Pat. Hey, Pat, you say, but Pat is passed out next to his drink. Well, you sure know how to choose him, Ophelia. You quickly return to your room and reconsider your remaining options. Okay, so we can't do anything with Brother Pat. Let's just skip through this one again. And then we'll go back to, we'll still be, Ophelia, but we won't go on vacation this time. I think there was more stuff we could do with Hamlet if we stay in Denmark. Okay. Okay, so let's choose our character. Okay. We're gonna be Ophelia. Okay. Okay, so this is Laertes knocking at our door. Do we let him in or tell him that we're busy? Let him in, I guess. And then he's rude to us, so do we slam the door in his face or invite him? Slam the door in his face, I guess. Turn to desk. And we're working on building a heating system. Okay, so Hamlet's at the door. We know that whichever one we pick, Hamlet's at the door. Ask him what's wrong. And then we go wait to see the ghost. We have to wait for the ghost. It doesn't matter who he is. Why doesn't he just kill Claudius himself? Excuse me, you say. The ghost pretends not to hear you. Excuse me, Mr. Ghost. Okay, yeah, we've done that. Oh. Wait. Sup, says the ghost. Hamlet tells me you want him to kill King Claudius. Yepper, says the ghost. Well, you'll pardon my rudeness, but why does a ghost need someone else to commit a murder? Ghosts can bang pots around or whatever. Can't you just sneak up behind Claudius and hit him over the head with one? Hamlet pulls you aside. Ophelia, what are you doing? I'm asking a question, you say. Who is this creature? Asks the ghost. Who am I? You reply incredulously. Don't you know? Aren't you Hamlet Sr.? She has her doubts, Hamlet explains to the ghost. The ghost again addresses you. You doubt me? He bellows. I seek proof, you say, standing your ground. The ghost becomes angrier, redder, almost changing shape. Lightning crackles around him. Then here is the proof you seek, he bellows, as a tremendous bolt of lightning flashes out to you. Rather than electrocuting you, the lightning actually forms itself into a pleasant letter that deposits itself into your hand. In it, Hamlet Sr. explains that while ghosts can bang pots together, it's hard to do. Oh, excuse me. And something like murder is tricky enough to pull off when you're corporal. Makes sense. Note goes on to mention some of the fun times you had together in the past, some of your secret shared jokes, too. You laugh when you read them. Oh man, this is Hamlet's dad, that's for sure. You have added the nice note to your inventory, but you already know it's like a birthday card, which you'll keep for a while and then wonder when you should throw it out. The sentiment inside is still sweet, but are you going to keep a giant stack of birthday cards growing even larger till you're 80? No. So let's say you drop it now. Less heartbreak that way. You have dropped the nice note. What now? Talk about murder with the ghost. Okay. And we see some flaws in the plan. We've done this. And then... So what's to prevent Claudius from becoming a ghost and seeking his own revenge? Can ghosts kill each other? Okay, so last time we continued talking the ghost out of murder. I think. I can't remember what happened after that, though. Continue talking the ghost out of murder. Let's just do that because I don't remember what happened. Even if we take all the ghost creation issues out of the equation, there's still a matter of revenge not being an ethical act. Vigilante capital punishment. Oh, okay, then we work through the law. Okay, I do remember this. Okay. I just realized we can go back. Okay. So make a counter-argument for murder being a good idea. On the other hand, you say, meeting the gazes of both Hamlet and the ghost, the greatest proof that immortal ghosts aren't possible is that we're not overrun with them right now. The ghost blinks. He hadn't considered that. You're the first ghost I've seen, Hamlet Sr. Oh, sorry. And if ghosts lived forever, I expect I'd already have been bothered by caveman ghosts long ago. Each of them demanding that I go smash in some other caveman's descendants' head to make up for when they got their heads smashed in hundreds of generations before I was even born. Old hatreds lasting forever, ancient slights never forgotten, the embarrassing prejudices of our grandparents multiplied 1,000 times. You trail off imagining how frustrating it'd be to explain to an angry and confused and immortal pre-linguistic caveman who can walk through walls how to better cope with, say, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes. Right, says the ghost, considerably cheered. He holds up one finger. So either immortal ghosts have better things to do with their time, which is good, he says. Then he holds up a second finger. Or I'm the first immortal ghost, which is good because then they're really unlikely, and we can't expect that Claudius would be the second one. He pauses, then holds up a third finger. Or I'm going to ghost die someday, which is bad. Not that bad, you say. After all, you died once before and you came through it all right. You can float now. True, says the ghost, floating. Okay, so are you guys in or what? Will you murder Claudius and avenge my death? Tell the ghost we're in or tell the ghost we're out? Yes, we'll tell the ghost we're in, right? Yes, let's definitely murder someone. We're in, you say, aren't we, Hamlet? Hamlet nods. The two of us will avenge your father, he says solemnly. Neato, replies the ghost. 2 heads are better than 1, right? Okay, well, I'm gonna go now. Be sure to let me know when he's dead. His transparent body is turning to leave when you realize something. Wait, you shout, and the ghost stops. You can become invisible and walk around places, right? Float in the sky, wherever, whenever you want, all that stuff. Totes, says the ghost. Okay, well, can you go do some reconnaissance for us? Follow Claudius around, let us know his habits. If we're going to kill him, it'd help to know where he usually hangs out. That's easy. He gets drunk in the same tavern every night, the ghost says. Then he goes home and falls asleep. The ghost looks at you. If I were you, I'd kill him while he's drunk and asleep, he says, and disappears. You and Hamlet are left staring at each other. Okay, well, let's make a list of all the ways to kill a dude, you say. You and Hamlet spend the next few days making up just such a list together, and now it's done. It's pretty cool. You should probably look at it. Examine list. Oh. Ways to Murder a King by Ophelia and Hamlet. Poison in the ear. Done before. We know it works. Stabs. Not always fatal. I saw a dude get stabbed in the leg and then pull out the sword. It was awesome. Hamlet. Stabs in the eye. Always fatal. Probably. Suffocation. Easy if Claudius is sleeping. Hard if Claudius is awake and not wanting to suffocate. But easy again if Claudius is in space. Oh. Drowning. Requires water. Explosion. Requires explosions. Implosion. Even harder, but might be fun. Bladder explosion. Requires water, no bathrooms, social pressure. Old age. Requires patience, liberal definition of murder. Murder him, but just make it look like old age. Requires makeup. Get him to read a book that's just like the murder he committed, and then he'll get nervous and confirm his guilt, and then we can stab him. Requires book. Also seems like stabs would be easier. That was Ophelia. Make him accidentally pass a law that says he has to be murdered before the law can be repealed. Note, Hamlet insists we put this here because it's crazy enough to work, from O. Blast him into space, which the ghost came back while we were writing this to explain is a vast vacuum where there's no air. See suffocation. Looking over the list, you decide to trim it down a little before you make your choice. You come up with a short list of serious contenders. Stabs, as it's the simplest and there's swords here like everywhere. Drowning, as you think you can make it look like an accident. Blast him in the space because Hamlet insists on it. And also the stupid book one because, again, Hamlet insists on it. Hamlet's pretty satisfied with the list. Your call, Ophelia, he says. I'm surprised they didn't pick suffocation. Let's go with stabs. Let's kill him with stabs, you say, as there are indeed swords like everywhere. I was thinking the same thing, Hamlet says. Okay, so here's my plan. We wait until he goes to church alone, and then we stab him, you ask? No, Hamlet replies. We don't kill him then because his soul will be pure. Instead, we fake your death, which causes... Wait, what? You say, interrupting? Hold on, Hamlet says. I'm just at this good part. We fake your death, which causes Laertes to get mad, and then he challenges me to a duel. And then during the duel, Claudius and Laertes try to poison me. They are secretly on teams. Both with the poison-tipped sword Laertes has and the poison-filled goblet they keep offering me. But my mom drinks it instead, so she's dead. Then Laertes and I both end up dead, too. Claudius didn't end up stabbed in your plan, you point out. Oh, well, I stab him just before I die, says Hamlet. Sweetie, you say, I love you, but that plan is stupid. It's not even a plan. It's like a series of mistakes that results in everyone being dead. You would really do all that on purpose, I guess, Hamlet shrugs. Okay, well, here's my plan, you say. We go out with Claudius while he's drinking and get seen by everyone, only secretly we're drinking ginger ale instead of booze. Then, when Claudius is drunk, we loudly announce we're going back to your place to kiss together in private and also maybe get naked. Who knows, because we're young and crazy. But instead, we hide on the path to Claudius's place, and when he stumbles down the road toward us, we stab him and leave. Then we show up at the drinking hall again with kiss marks on us, and I say, Hamlet, you're the prince of my heart. And you say, I'm an opheliac. Your plan is good, says Hamlet, though it does lack inaction and needless tragedy. Normally those are bad things, you say, and Hamlet laughs at you as if you just said that light is both a wave and a particle. I mean, it is, Would you know that? Anyway, the point is, Hamlet reacts like you say something crazy. That is the takeaway here. I'm serious, you say. What? Hamlet says flatly. I'm serious. Inaction and needless tragedy are typically seen as bad things, you say. Well, long story short, somehow, since childhood, Hamlet thought the opposite, and he's really embarrassed to find out he's been wrong all these years. He says, why didn't anyone ever tell me? And you say, I don't know. He says, ah, geez, I must have looked like such an idiot for most of my adult life. And you stay silent because, yeah, awkward. At the end of all this, Hamlet agrees with your plan, and as you walk to the drinking hall where Claudius usually drinks, Hamlet keeps saying things like, man, I always wondered why dictionaries were always so accurate except for their definitions of inaction and tragedy. What now? Arrive at drinking hall. It's not yet booze o'clock, so you and Hamlet set yourselves up in a quiet little corner and start drinking the ginger ale you picked up along the way. While you wait, you talk about your feelings, but haha, the advantage books have over real life is you can skip over the boring stuff, so here we go. Suddenly, it's later. Claudius walks in the door. I'll have some booze, he says, in celebration of my new wife and kinghood. It turns out Claudius drinks like a fish, which is an idiom that means he drinks a lot. Not that he extracts oxygen from the alcohol he inhales and then expels the remaining alcohol out the holes in the side of his head. Soon Claudius is falling over drunk, and they're sounding the trumpets that are normally sounded to let all and sundry know that the head of state is wasted. Okay, you say, now let's tell everyone we're going home to make out. Already on it, Hamlet says, and he stands up. Attention, everyone. I am going home to kiss my girlfriend on the lips. Everyone applauds except for Claudius, who falls over. You leave, then double back and run towards the king's chamber, taking pains not to be seen. You find a good hiding spot behind some bushes where you can see the road clearly but can't be seen yourself. It's actually a really nice spot. It's kind of romantic. Let's make out while we wait, Hamlet says. Ooh, but before we do, what if Claudius takes another route? This is the most reasonable route for him to take, you say, and even if he does choose another route, we've got our entire lives to kill this man, Hamlet. We can try again another night, and we can keep trying until it happens naturally. Now it's kiss time, but keep one eye on the road. It was a nice plan, but it turns out you do miss Claudius tonight. However, all you're trying to do is spot a drunk man who isn't trying to hide, and there's not that many routes back to the castle. Depending on how much attention you pay to the road, you might catch him another night. In fact, I'll work out the odds. If you pay super close attention, you will catch him in at most 10 nights, 9 times out of 10. If you pay some attention, you will catch him in at most 100 nights, 9 times out of 10. If you pay very little attention, you will catch him in at most 1,000 nights, 9 times out of 10. So how many nights do you want it to take to catch him? 10. Finally, Claudius walks by drunk right where you want him to, and you spot him. You and Hamlet jump out of the bushes, swords at the ready. What's the meaning of this? Claudius demands, hiccuping in the way non-stereotypical drunk people usually don't. You're a pervy murderer, you say, and the ghost of the man you murdered has charged us with killing you, so that's what we're going to do. Ghosts? Those exist? Claudius says, shocked. Man, I wish I knew that before I murdered my brother. He admits it, Hamlet says, charging at Claudius with his sword in front of him. You do nothing to stop him. Hamlet seems to need this, and you're happy to let him do it. Is he happy being a ghost? It sounds nice, Claudius says. Why don't you ask him yourself, Hamlet says, stabbing Claudius right in the body. Maybe I will, Claudius shouts back as blood squirts out of his new holes. We will have a ghost-to-ghost, heart-to-heart, and work this out. In any case, I am glad to have confirmation that the end of life is not the end of consciousness. Well, good. I hope you do have that chat. You need to work things out. He is family, after all, Hamlet shouts in reply, stabbing him some more. I'm looking forward to it, along with this voyage of discovery to the next stage of human existence, which I now embark upon, Claudius replies, and then he's dead. You and Hamlet walk back to the drinking hall and establish your alibi, then you go to bed. The next morning, Claudius is discovered dead. Let's get away with murder. Good idea. The next morning, you and Hamlet get away with murder. And though Claudius's death is suspicious, suicide via multiple stab wounds is unusual. There's nobody they can pin the case on. Hamlet is next in line for the throne, but these things do take time, remember? There's ceremonies to plan and coronation foodstuffs to order and such, so you've got some time on your hands. You and Hamlet spend most of the day wandering around trying to be overheard, saying things like, wow, I wonder who the murderer could be if indeed Claudius was murdered, and that information is definitely not within my mind as I was not involved in this incident. It's weird, though, because I already told you that you got away with it, so it's not exactly the most productive use of your time. But who cares? Murder. Turns out it's easy. Yep, everything certainly is going great for you, Ophelia. To end this story on a happy note, stop reading right now. Okay, so as I was saying, everything is certainly going great for you, Ophelia. Until that night. Anyway, when Hamlet is murdered in his sleep by the royal courtier Osric. Whoa, what? Save Hamlet. Didn't you notice me use the past tense? He's already dead. You and Hamlet were sleeping together. Literally, you were literally sleeping together. That still sounds weird. Look, I mean to say you were both asleep and literally not having sex. When Osric, Claudius's favorite courtier, snuck in and slit Hamlet's throat, you only survived because his gurgling woke you up in time to see Osric's blade creeping towards you. You threw yourself out the bed and grabbed the bedside table, knocking Osric over the head with it. He was out cold, but it was too late for your boyfriend. Hamlet's dead, and you are cheesed. Right now, Osric is bound to a chair with a gag in his mouth. You want him to answer a few questions. You undo the gag and he spits at you. In return, you break his nose. Who sent you? You demand. Claudius, he says. He's a ghost now. He says he wants revenge. Says you two killed him. Says he's not going to rest until you're dead. Looks like your worst case scenario came true, Ophelia. What's to stop me from killing you? You demand. Nothing. Claudius said it'd probably end up this way. Didn't think I'd be able to kill either of you. Guess he was only half right, Osric says, and then laughs. Then why would you do it, you ask? Why would you try to kill me knowing you'd fail and that I'd kill you in return? Because if you kill me now, I've got some unfinished business, and that means I get to be a ghost, Osric says. Claudius says being a ghost is great. Says when I meet him in Ghostland, he's going to set me up real nice. He coughs up some blood and then meets your gaze unblinking. Can't wait, he says. I guess kill him then. You walk calmly to your closet, retrieve a sword, and walk calmly back to Osric. Okay, you killed a man I love, you say, and you did it in the bed I love, and now they're both ruined and covered in blood, and for that I'm going to kill you. Go nuts, he says. You do. Osric laughs the whole time. Just before he dies, Osric holds up one hand to get you to stop. Wait a second, I have to ask you a question. You point your sword at his neck. Better not take too long, you say. I'm not sure how much blood you have left in there. Osric looks at the sword, then up at you. He's smiling. What makes you think, he says, grinning through a mouthful of blood and broken teeth, that I was the only one Claudius talked to? What, you say? He talked to everyone. He promised them everything. They all... Osric slams his head down on your sword, cutting his face. Want you. Osric slams his head down again, cutting deeper. Jesus. Dead. Then Osric slams his head down on your sword, cleaving his skull in two. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. That's disgusting. What the heck, dude? You look around the room. Hamlet's dead. Osric's dead. Everyone you know has been given a really good reason to want you murdered. This is going to be a challenging day, Ophelia, and you're only 3 hours into it. You go to a window and you look out into the night. You can't bring Hamlet back, and if he is a ghost, then you'll meet him eventually. But not now. Right now you've got plenty to live for and lots you want to do before you die. By way of an example, one of the things you want to do is kill everyone in town before they kill you first. You pick up your sword, wipe it clean on Osric's body, and resheath it in its scabbard. Looks like it's time to kill everyone in Hamlet and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum, you whisper to yourself. What you meant was, looks like it's time to kill everyone in this Hamlet, referring, of course, to the small town that the castle is in. But it's early and nobody heard you anyway, so no harm, no foul, right? Okay, Ophelia, let's do this. Let's have a living person take personal revenge in this story for once. Let's, as you say, kill everyone in Hamlet. All right. Let's kill everyone in the royal court. You kick down the door to the royal court. Queen Gertrude, you shout. What time is it? Moon looks like it's about 3 in the morning-ish, she replies, glancing out the window. Wrong, you shout. It's death o'clock. I really think the moon looks to be about... Wait, what? She says death o'clock. Are you here to kill me? Yep, you say cheerfully. And everybody else here too. What are you all doing here anyway? Having a party? No, we were figuring out the best way to kill you. That's too bad, you shout, interrupting, sensing that your chance to make this pun was getting away from you as you draw your sword, because partying is such sweet sorrow. Everyone in the room stares at you. What's funnier is that this room is packed with people who want to kill you instead, Gertrude says, and then waves in your direction. Have at it, everyone. That's what there's 2 thes there, room full of people do. Wow, attacking the queen right away didn't really pay off, huh? You should have at least waited until you had some practice at murders instead of trying to kill tons of people all at once. Live and learn, I guess, or in your case, live and learn and then die without having a chance to use the knowledge you gained. The end. P.S. You don't even come back as a ghost. What a rip. Okay, and there's us getting murdered by everyone. With, like, literally every type of weapon imaginable. Okay. Check our stats. Fist bumped 2, stabs stabbed 1, puns dealt 1, choices made 20, times you were 1, times you were not, times you were 0, times you were not 1. Okay, well that was a lot. Now we've realized there's a lot going on in Ophelia's storyline, so let's check out some art we got. Did we only get that one piece of art this time? I think so. Yeah, so who's this by? It's by Eric Furstein, an artist and game developer living on the moon. You may have heard of him. He's the guy living on the moon. His ongoing comic series, Rutabaga Adventure Chef, can be read here. I think that's the only art we unlocked this round. Yeah. But we're getting there. See, if we look at this again, this is everyone's storylines. So, I believe we did all of the Hamlet senior one, which is the orange. And so right now we're working on Ophelia, which is the blue. I'm not sure how much we can zoom in on this. Well, we've done her vacation one, so that should take away a bunch of this. And then, yeah. Then lastly, we'll get to Hamlet. And I don't think we got any achievements that time either, so I guess this will be it for tonight. And then next time we will continue trying to kill Claudius. So